Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia replaced its military chief of staff and other defense officials early on Tuesday morning in a shake-up apparently aimed at overhauling its defense ministry during the stalemated and ruinous war in Yemen. The kingdom also announced a new female deputy minister of labor and social development as it tries to broaden the role of women in the workplace. Saudi Arabia made the announcement in a flurry of royal decrees carried by the state-run Saudi press agency. The announcement in the ultra-conservative Sunni kingdom was short on details. Saudi Arabia's King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud attends Riyadh International Humanitarian Forum in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Monday. Faisal al-Nasser Reuters. King Salman approved the document on developing the Ministry of Defense, including the vision and strategy of the ministry's developing program, the operational pattern targeting its development, the organizational structure, governance and human resources requirements, one statement said. Chief among the changes was the firing of Military Chief of Staff Gen. Abdul Rahman bin Salah al-Bunyan. Another announcement said the general would become a consultant to the royal court. Related women in Saudi Arabia make gains but overall rights remain an issue. Al-Bunyan was replaced by Gen. Fayyad bin Hamid al-Wali, who once had been the commander of the Royal Saudi Air Force, among the nation's premier military forces. The decisions come as the Saudite coalition, chiefly backed by the United Arab Emirates, remains mired in a stalemate in Yemen, the Arab world's poorest country. Over 10,000 people have been killed in the war in which Saudite forces back Yemen's internationally recognized government against Shiite rebels and their allies who are holding the Yemeni capital, Sana'a, and much of the north of the country. The kingdom faces wide international criticism for its airstrikes killing civilians and striking markets, hospitals and other civilian targets. Aid groups also blame a Saudite blockade of Yemen for pushing the country to the brink of famine. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the heir to the throne after his father King Salman, is the Saudi defense minister and architect of the Yemen war. While the Crown Prince has burnished his reputation abroad with promises of business-friendly reforms and other pledges, his role in Yemen haunts the carefully considered public personae. But the overhaul in the Saudi defense forces should not be seen only as a reaction to the Yemen war, said Becca Wasser, a Washington-based Rand Corp analyst specializing in Gulf security who has traveled to Saudi Arabia in the past. The war in Yemen functions to push these reforms forward, but it's not the driver, Wasser told the Associated Press. In general, Wasser said such an overhaul would include improving training and recruitment of troops, allocating better resources and changing a military's leadership to one willing to hear new ideas and make changes. Also noticeable was an effort to include a careful balancing of appointments of others in the Al Saud royal family, said Christian Coates Ulrichsen, a research fellow at the James A. Baker III Institute for Public Policy at Rice University. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman gestures during the graduation ceremony of the 93rd batch of the cadets of King Faisal Air Academy, in Riyadh on Feb. 21, 2018. Reuters. It seems the Saudi shake-up is more about moving forward with Mohammed bin Salman's attempt to put in place a new generation of leadership in tune with his vision to transform the structure of Saudi decision-making, Ulrichsen told the app. The appointment of a woman in a ministerial position, Tamadir bint Yosef al-Rama as Deputy Minister of Labour and Social Development, comes as the kingdom prepares to allow women to drive this year and pushes to have more women in Saudi workplaces. Also appointed was Prince Turki bin Talal Al Saud as Deputy Governor of the Azia region. The prince's brother is billionaire Prince Al-Wali bin Talal, who recently was detained for months at the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh as part of what the government described as an anti-corruption campaign. As with the anti-corruption purge, Wasser said the military overhaul also fit into the consolidation of power by Crown Prince Mohammed. Reform is a tricky thing to do. To create change in a larger bureaucratic structure like a military is difficult. To create change in Saudi Arabia is incredibly difficult, she said. It is not going to be easy and change is not going to happen tomorrow. This is much more of a long-term endeavor. Follow John Gambrell on Twitter at www.twitter.com/JohnGambrell. His work can be found at http://apne.ws2galps.